Well, I just got back from the movie theater a while ago, actually like 10 minutes or so. By the time I upload this, it'll probably be like 3 a.m. because, better things in life to enjoy. But anyway, let me just get on to why I seem so, kind of flustered and such. We're winging it for this video because really, given the state that I am in, I can't really combine brain cells together to formulate, how I'm really feeling right now. And essentially what this movie has done to me. And, I really didn't want to wait, more than a day or so to upload this because, for the next couple days, my job is going to be killing me. I'm working so much that I didn't want to wait. So I just wanted to do this now, live for the moment, Oh, that was Aerosmith. Sing for the moment. There we go. And Eminem remixed that. Damn, I get sidetracked too much. So, NGS Reviews. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2. Yeah, it was fucking amazing, you guys. If you couldn't tell, honestly, how I feel, obviously, I've shed more than a tear at what this, what the movie was. And it's pretty surprising, really, because I went into this movie expecting it, not to be up to snuff, because there's no denying that the last few Potter films, haven't been up to snuff. And there is that whole debate that comes into play where, we'll cover that later, but essentially how I ranked the Potter films after 4, really after 4 is once the quality of them actually started to go down, and that's where literally the majority of the big shit happens for anyone who hasn't read the books. And I'm gonna warn you guys right now, I might reveal a few spoilers because there are a couple of people who are so scared about spoilers, when honestly, if you are gonna watch a review of this, most of the time you already know about what happens in the movie, or you've already probably, seen it, have the common sense to. So if there are spoilers, hey, I don't give a fuck. Alright? Just go with it. After movie 4, really, the franchise, when David Yates took the reins, it kinda, it was kinda, uneven. It was on the edges. Number 5 was alright, it was okay. I liked it because it captured the majority of the book, like, basically what you needed for the movie-going experience. They left out a lot of stuff, but generally, I could watch it and enjoy it. We're not talking about the thing that came later, and then they did redeem themselves with Part 1. I thought Part 1 was generally a better movie than what came before that, or The Phoenix, but there was just too much camping. Yep, too much camping. So going on to Deathly Hallows Part 2, this is the finale. This is what we've been waiting for. This is 10 years of our life as far as the movies are concerned, and how the heck did they do? Guys, they fucking delivered in every sense of the word. They have really brought an amazing ending to this wonderful franchise. And I gotta applaud every single member of the cast, the crew, set designers, assistant directors, script writers, everybody. You guys were involved in, giving a big part of my childhood, and I'm sure millions of others' childhood, a good send-off. Because everything about this movie, with the occasional, certain actor, was just spot-on brilliant. So, what I want to first start out with is the thing that I enjoyed the most about Deathly Hallows Part 2, and that'd be its atmosphere and its setting. It was really great that, because in Harry Potter films, they're known for having great atmosphere and immerse you in the world. And more than anything, I think that the 7th one did its fucking job right. It made you feel like, the world is about to end, shit is about to go down. The end is nigh! Watchmen reference. Any Watchmen fans out there, give it up! It did a great job of doing that, and the setting and the characters and the acting really helped because the main 3 leads, they portrayed that, we're gonna have to deal with our demons eventually, The world is gonna end. Well, not theoretically end, but in the sense that it is. Shit's about to happen if they don't fight who. And it was really good. I felt immersed totally. And the acting, need I say more? These actors have become these characters. There's never going to be another Harry Potter. There's never going to be another Hermione Granger, another Rupert Grint, and especially another Severus Snape. I don't care what anybody says, in every single movie that Alan Rickman is in as Snape, it's just weird. Does he not, steal the show? I mean, seriously, I just want to point that out there. I think out of all of them, he's probably the best cast, you know? I mean, everyone else has done, you know, a fantastic job. They are the characters, but out of everyone, I think Snape, we should all just give it up for Alan Rickman as Snape. So the acting is really good, you know? Just, I never really had to complain about the acting in, you know, 7 out of the 8 Harry Potter movies, you know, with the occasion of the 6th one. Yeah. So based on that fact, it's great. You know, they've become the characters. You know, it's 10 years of their life poured into these, you know, characters. They've brought them to life. And another thing I liked, the music. The music was really good this time around. You know, as it is in every single Harry Potter movie. I like this new composer. What's his name? Alexander Desplat. Let me check. Alexander Desplat. There we go. He did a great job of mixing in his own score with the classic Potter themes, and he definitely brought to life the epic battles. He really immersed you in the scenes, which, you know, the other scores of Harry Potter, like Nicholas Hooper, they've done the same, but it's just great that he did a good job for this ending. And, oh man, we'll cover the ending in a second. But, yeah, guys, there's just nothing wrong with this movie. I mean, everything from atmosphere, setting, casting, visual effects, it's already quid pro quo. We already know they're always going to be amazing. And then we move on to, like, what everyone says, the minor nitpickings of the movie, which I generally had. Being a fan of the books, you know, I had to nitpick. And being a moviegoer and a film critic, you know, if I want to spend my money, I have to critique shit, you know. Nothing is eternally perfect. Well, hello, Steam. Yeah, PC gaming. I had to throw that in there. Some things that I didn't like in the movie, I think this isn't my biggest one, but generally I want to point this out. The movie is going to leave you with kind of, if you aren't really big onto the books, like if you haven't read this book in its entirety, Jeanette, yeah, she knows who I'm talking about. If you haven't read the books in the entirety, there are going to be certain scenes where you're going to kind of be like, wait, what a minute, what just happened? You know, why is this so important to him? What's going on? I think a lot of Potter fans will understand what I mean, because they're trying not to go overboard with the length. They don't want to make this legit a 3-hour movie, you know, even though they could have. They wanted to keep it reasonably lame, to which I had no problem with. I thought the length of the movie was good. You know, certain scenes, like, it's just explained better in the book. And what I really like is that I can watch the movie and read the book at the same time. I'm not going to be overly disappointed because I can live with it. You know, this isn't going to affect my life. I'm not going to write home bitching and complaining saying, Nick, I don't want you guys to see Deathly Hallows Part 2. Oh, really? Why not? Because... Okay, are you serious? Are you that serial, Al Gore? My God. So the things that they took out and or modified / changed, I really couldn't complain about. I could live with that, you know. Granted, it would help flow the story better, and in some cases I didn't understand that, but it was logical. I mean, I'm just saying you're going to get a better experience of how certain characters reacted, especially with the history of a certain character who, up until this point, you are believed to be, you know, an asshole. You're going to get the best experience in the book. But hey, in the movie, it still does a pretty damn decent job. So, yeah, I'm just saying that for any of you guys who are expecting the book 100%, you're not going to really get that, you know? It's giving you the best parts out of the book with some minor smudges and altercations to make it work on film, because it's a different medium, you guys. That's one thing you have to understand. There are certain things that work better in one medium than another. Like with movies, sometimes it's better to watch a part than to read it, and vice versa. Read it, then watch it. Play it, then read it. You know, whatever else other medium there is. You know, listen to it rather than play it. I think it's just something we're going to have to live with going through, you know, adaptations. There is some extent, there is some debate, but with this movie, I think the things they did were overly reasonable and for the better. And, yeah, I think that's really all I had to say on the movie, you guys. Nothing I could complain about. Oh. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Okay. I want to make something very clear. I don't know if it's just me and I had to find something to nitpick about something big, because every movie you have to have something big to nitpick about. But there was a certain character in this movie who I did not care for one bit. And it's surprising because he has been the driving force for the main protagonist for the past 7 books and 8 films. And his performance was, in my opinion, downright laughable. And I'll explain why in a second, but if any of you guys are wondering, it was Voldemort. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that at all. Guys, I don't know if it was just me, but what was up with Ralph Fiennes' portrayal as Voldemort? Ever since he was revived, and came out of the cauldron, after movie 4, actually I'll just say after movie 5, Voldemort became, frankly, a joke character. I never really felt in the movies that he was so menacing, that he was someone, who did all this dark shit. It felt like he was being controlled by something, like he was a puppet who leads up to a bigger villain. The best analogy I can think of is, for any guys who watched the original Dragon Ball Z English dub with Funimation before Kai came out, Frieza. Frieza sounded, over the top, overbearing, and while that wasn't fully Voldemort, like he wasn't over the top, he just wasn't menacing. It's just like he's there. He's not like one of those villains who has to say so little, but you still think he's crazy. He was just there. And I think this even adds more to the scene when, okay, spoiler alert for all you bitches out there, when they were bringing back Harry's dead body from the Forbidden Forest, right? And then everybody's just like, holy shit, it's Harry's body. And then Voldemort just comes out, he's like, Harry Potter is dead! And then everyone's just silent, because it's like, God damn it, man! And then he's like, he turns around to his Death Eaters, and he's like, and they're like, ha ha ha, like, that creepy boss you get when you, like, the look that your boss gives you where you think it's something funny, but it wasn't, and they start laughing, and then Voldemort's like, and then I'm like, what? And it wasn't just me that was cracking up in the theater. Everybody, like, I don't know, the other 100 people, and it didn't help that there were black people, and I mean black people, I'm talking about stereotypical black people, and when they start laughing, when they start cracking up, it is funny, and that shit spreads like wildfire. Everybody in the theater was cracking up for a good 2 minutes, because Voldemort, he didn't feel, he didn't feel scary. He felt like he was just there to do something. And it didn't help that his death scene was crap. That's to say, in the book it was kind of crap too. It's like, it just happens. I'm going to tell you guys that Voldemort's death scene just happens. Like, it's no build up, it's no like dun 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 dun. It's like, it just happens. And that's another point where I think they should have taken some creative liberties to spruce that up. Like, make it epic, make it monumental, make it where JK failed. But they don't want to do that, so we're going to have to live with that. Maybe later someone will do like a, I don't know, they'll spruce it up, add some more epic music, and then, I'll be like, yeah, good shit. We're going to put that on the extended edition. So that's essentially it on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, guys. I would definitely recommend every Potter fan check it out. Fans of the movies, you are not going to be disappointed. This is, if not the best one in the series. It just captures everything so well and builds up to a monumentous, farewell. I mean, this is the last time we're going to see these characters. God forbid they do a reboot. I see you getting that. I see you getting that idea, Warner Brothers. No, don't just say, because I did it, because they did it, because everyone else is doing it. No. No. Let Harry Potter rest in peace. Let him die. It's okay. Move on. You have more franchises out there. Just move on. The freaking Dark Knight Rises is coming out next year. Move on. No reboots. Nah. No reboots. Well, if y'all gonna do a reboot Part 6, but at least not while I'm alive. Like, do it in like 100 years when all of the major hardcore Potter fans aren't here anymore. And then do whatever the hell you want, because I won't be alive to see it. So anyway, you guys, to sum it up, really awesome movie. Every single part was great, except for the minor nitpickings on how it's better to read it than to see it, and how, Voldemort was just laughable. And what was up with that scream? Throughout all the trailers, I counted at least 16 times he went like, yeah! I'm just wondering myself, I'm like, what? Really? And you are the menacing killer? You are the freaking Dark Lord? Why do they follow you again? Oh yeah, that's right, because you look like a freaking snake. And you can Avada Kedavra the hell out of everything. So, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows, Part 2 from Neo gets a grade A, 5 out of 5 stars. Even Voldemort's yes couldn't keep this movie down. And this movie was indeed amazing. So, farewell Hogwarts, and until then, mischief managed.